Where's the sound gone? There we go. There we go. Good evening, afternoon, morning, everyone, to Huts Gaming GT League with a glorious sounding Aston Martin V12 Vantage GT3. I think the guy's driving the wrong one, I'm not entirely sure. Either way, it's a glorious sounding car, and if it doesn't stick around, that would be a shame, because it's one of the best sounding cars on the grid, I think. Listen to that. I am your host, ooh, Still Guns. That's not my name. I am not ooh, Still Guns, I am just Still Guns, as, what's his name, Tuominen. Sounds Finnish. Comes off the track. So, if you were watching the race last week, you would have been aware of the clown show that was Martas, or Martin Klab... what was his name again? Klaboch. Something like that, that's it. Klaboch. Absolute clown show, and because he caused so many incidents in a single race, he has been removed from the league until next season. Which is embarrassing. It's funny, because on Discord it says that he has 2 championships. 45 wins, 55 podiums, 2 championships. But the way he was driving was more like Lance Stroll than a championship winner. Or, what is it called? The YRL. An F1 game league that is led by some YouTuber who has made all the rules, so if you race in it, only he is allowed to win. And if you overtake him to take the lead or whatever, he bans you. We don't operate like that here, because we're actually good people. So, that's not what we want. Chase cam is cool, but we're not in the chase cam. Now, which button was it again? So it doesn't do anything. Hang on. Hang on, I'll figure this out somehow. There we go. Shift 0. There we go. So, first man out on track, Ferry Schroeder. I don't remember if he actually won last week's race or not. Shows how much I pay attention, or how much I remember. Maybe it's a short attention span, I don't know. Behind him is a 201, that is Wolf in a newer Aston Martin with a V8 engine in it. Then we have Crobat and the M3. Iron Dame's Lamborghini. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. Not seeing any of the Mazda Guineas. Oh, Big Jabber's back. He's driving an M3 as well, after ditching his thingamajig, what's it called? What's it called again? Porsche, that's it. Jovanovski. He's returning, I do believe. We're actually missing the winner. I think maybe he was last week's winner. What was his name again? I should remember this. Hang on, I know what to do. Go to the stream and see where it was. Vojinovic, that's it. Vojinovic is not here tonight. So we're down a BMW, a neon green BMW. Meanwhile, Schroeder on the isn't straight here. It's the second longest straight away in a way on this track, which is of course Zandvoort, and it's a very wet Zandvoort. Doing approximately 1 minute 48 laps around here. Well, we're about to find out exactly how fast the GT3 cars go around here. Of course, this is the old Zandvoort. It was remodeled in 2020, of course, for Formula 1. This is how it was before that. And Schroeder has managed a 1 minute 40. Not bad at all. Next along was Wolf, who's 42.3. Radek has not managed to get a time on the board. What about Krobat? Across the line he goes. 146. Cassessa and Ramshield. Both across the line, and Cassessa goes P2. Ramshield, however, has just picked him to the post with 141.5. Malcolm P6, 143. Mathiasen had a time and I think just got it deleted. Jordan Lake also has not managed a time. Synog. Hackinson in the Bentley, P9. Jabber, P11, and then he's lost his time as well, I think. Zerban being held up by Jabber. Sabolski, and then Messier in a differently coloured McLaren, and he's going slowly. He's got full throttle. It looks like he's had an engine failure of some sort. Or, hang on, maybe he's just... Nope. He was holding the brakes down at the same time. I thought he was legitimately having an engine failure. But nope, just letting the other faster drivers past first. So let's bring up the times proper. Schroeder still at the head of the field. Wolf has just gone slightly faster, about 3/10 faster. Could catch Schroeder if he has a good lap or two. Radek 6/10 behind. Ramshield 8/10 behind rather in P4. Got the two numbers mixed up. There's a yellow flag as the number 23 letting some cars by. Oh, pardon me. Tired. Long day at work today. Had to be up for 9 o'clock. Jordan Lake 1.5 seconds down on the provisional pole time, which is odd because Jordan is a pretty quick driver. I guess he's just not gelling with the McLaren, maybe? We have no Ford Mustangs here, even though the league has elected to allow car changes. I don't think anyone's really doing so, as it would forfeit your points. However, if you have no points, then it doesn't matter so much. Like Jabber, I don't think he had any points in the first place. So switching from the Porsche 911 to the M3, sorry. Is there such thing as an M4? I think the M3 is a bit easier to drive than the 911 is. Alexei Shlovik, 3.7 seconds down, and the number 42 Ferrari. Listen to that turbocharged V6 engine. Much better sounding engine than people give it credit because it's a little bit quiet. Just because it's quiet doesn't mean it doesn't sound good. People think that the bus with the LT6, they think that sounds great when it doesn't. Loud, yes, but it sounds like a fart machine, so this sounds a lot better, if you ask me. Of course, if we had the Callaway C7, that would be just incredible. I wonder if they will introduce the Callaway C7. I'd love that. Proper Corvette GT3, the only real Corvette GT3. Schultz, who is not to be mistaken with I've forgotten his name again. Not to be mistaken with a former race winner / champion, whose name I cannot remember, which is irritating, and I feel like I'm about to sneeze now. Where did that come from? Nasty sneeze too, that hurt my back. Ow. Anyway. Oh, spin right there for Schroeder! Being caught behind Messier, tried to make his way past, and that almost ended very poorly for Schroeder. Don't know if you could call that a save or if he was just lucky to keep it out of the wall. Either way, he's managing to keep going here. Looks like it was just a slow lap anyway. Oh, and there's another. I thought that was Adrian having a bit of a spin too. Adrian, the only driver who's not managed to get a time on the board yet. And he's 6 seconds down on what I believe is his previous time. McLaren trying to get through this final corner, which is now banked in real life. This is how the track was in 2019. 1:44. Adrian finally gets a time on the board. It's not amazing, but it's a start, and he can now work on improving as Messier comes back out onto the track. A few cars in the track, in the pits. A couple more McLarens, including the Jordan liveried one of Sherlock. Across the line, and he improves to P13 by about a second, I think. 0.8 of a second. Close enough. Radek currently P5, 1.2 seconds below pole, and I think he messed up turn 1. Tarzan, so he's letting other drivers past, including Cebulski! And that's not gone right at all. Both Ramshield, currently P2, slams into Radek, who doesn't appear to have been paying much attention to where he was really going. Sounds like Lance Stroll. Lance, is that you? Don't move over on other people, please. Oh dear. Let us find. In fact, of course, we have race control still. There we go. Ferry Schroeder, 0.8 of a second quicker than the next fastest driver. We have yellow flags on the field. I think that's just Ramshield, for whatever reason, causing yellows. Schroeder not had a good lap here. Best laps of 1:39.9, which is pretty good. And it looks like he could improve. He was better through the first half of Tarzan, but lost out a bit through the second half of Tarzan. Turn 3, or 5, or whatever you call it. 1, 2, 3, turn 4, more like. Also a banked corner in real life, and he's sort of equalising his Sector 1 time there. Losing a bit of time now. He's just matching his previous best, and it looks like he may have got all he can out of this car. And he's catching traffic, though Brains does get out of the way. Still only matching his time, however he's gained about a 10th, but he's losing it on the exit of turn 8, I think that is. Oh, 2/10 gained, but loses it again on traction. No traffic in front of him, so he's got a clean lap. Can he do it nicely through sector 3? He's up by about a quarter of a second, but the traction's letting him down again. And he's lost all of his gains. And it looks like he's not even going to manage even a 10th quicker, and he's gone a bit wide and he's lost time. Got just a bit too trigger happy. Still a good lap. Apparently it was 4/10 slower? What? I don't think he lost that much time. Either way, he's struggling a little bit. Who else can really excel in these conditions? What about Wolf? He was P2 for a while, now he's only P8. Faster drivers have taken their positions ahead of him, and with a minute left to qualifying, this is probably going to be the last lap for a lot of these, most of these drivers, if not all of them. Where is Schroeder? He's still matching. Still matching his previous best. And this time he's not gaining so much on the exit of turn 8. Can he do it through turn 9? I say through the exit, through the turn rather, and he's lost time. He had a bit of a slide there. Lost the rear end. And he's losing a mountain of time, and if he's lucky, he'll equalise. I don't think he's going to get another lap on the board here. It's going to come down to the death. And with 10 seconds remaining, he's definitely not going to cross the line in time. So this is certainly his final lap. It's not going to be good enough to extend his lead, and I think he knows it. He's just had quite the slip up there. 19, running out of fuel potentially. Brains, can he improve? It doesn't look like he's going to. What about Messier? He's not going to. Neither is Jordan Lake. Sherlock up by about a quarter of a second more like. So he's gaining some time there. 3/10 up now. But he loses a bit of time. And he's dipped below to just over a 10th of a second faster. Is it gonna be enough? Not quite. Cassessa is going to improve, but not enough. Both Ramshield lost P2 to Zerbin, and he's not going to improve. Jovanovski is matching his previous best. In fact, it looks like he's doing the exact same lap time, down to the 1,000th of a second? That can't be right. No, it wasn't right. Durazio is out. We do have a Mustang, actually, but he's joined way too late. Zerbin, happy to take P2 from Ramshield. About to cause a crash with Adrian Sandgreen, who could only manage P18. Slovak does not improve, and Mattison only manages P4 in the end. So the driver's just not able to improve. Still got a car out on track, somehow. So, 1 hour race to come with a mandatory pit stop. Just waiting for the session to tick over, and there we go.
Alright, we have some wet conditions. Remember that curbs are slippery, and watch your braking distance.
Yes, thank you. So, confirmation, 1 pit stop, mandatory pit stop for all 24 drivers. We do have a Mustang who joined very late. Reserve the right for 1 restart in case there is a major crash, which destroys a big part of the grid. Pit window opens in 20 minutes. Well, after 20 minutes of the race have elapsed. That's the wrong button. What am I doing? That's what I'm looking for. Oh dear. Ugh. Still tired. Don't have much to talk about really. Just waiting for the formation lap to begin. And as it's raining, it's going to be treacherous conditions. If we get a massive crash on turn 1, we could get a restart. But of course it depends. If enough of the grid get wiped out, then sure. If it's only 1 or 2 cars, we shall see. Meanwhile, I've been eating almond fingers. I love them. I love almond fingers. I don't eat them very often because they're something that I tend to get sick of quite quickly. Like I'll buy them for maybe a week, and after that, nope. So formation lap will be beginning shortly. My almond fingers are falling apart. No, that's not how it's meant to be. No. The tragedy of almond fingers, the wise. Oh, cars in the pits already. Zerbin and Hackinson in the pits. Something's gone very wrong for the man in P2, which means both Ramshield will start the race in P2 regardless. Oh dear. I wonder if that's a connection issue or something. I don't know enough about this game to understand why the cars do that. I have a feeling that Schroeder is just going to take off into the distance and dominate the race. But you never know, he could make another mistake like we saw earlier. And he could end up spinning off the track. But will it be enough? Schroeder gets the front row all to himself, pretty much. I think Ramshield has to hold on to P3. So Schroeder will be safe for now. It's like he's the safety car. We just need a view of the lights. Currently they're all going to be red. There they are. Don't think we're going to get a good view of them from behind. And there we go.
Green light, go.
There we go. Green, green, green. It's racing time here in Zandvoort. And Schroeder, as predicted, is zooming off into the lead, and it's a very clean start to the race. We did not have a massive crash. That is quite a surprise. Back to Schroeder, thank you. So, very clean start to the race. Let's get to the helicopter cam. Let's look in the background. Doesn't look like there's any catastrophes going on behind. It looks like there's a pass going on. Schroeder's apparently 10th place for a moment, and then zooming up the field again, and there's things getting fixed. Matthiessen into P2 ahead of Ramshield. I suppose it was inevitable. Ramshield not showing the most rapid of paces in the two races we've had so far, and now he has Radek for company in the Golden Hertz Ferrari. Cebulski flickering in and out of existence for a moment there. I wish there was a certain LT6 powered car that would do that, flickering out of existence permanently. But oh, Messier almost tagging the back of not Slovak, Wolf, and now under threat from Slovak. That was very close. Jovanovski, meanwhile, going side by side with Sherlock, and I don't know who was ahead of which. Sherlock, though, gonna come off worse if he keeps banging wheels like that, and he has come off worse, fighting with the Marlboro McLaren of Jordan Lake. Oh, there's a car off in the background. That is Tuominen. Yes, Tuominen. Of course, I forgot I could do this. Go back to him. There we go. He lost the rear end through the final corner, as some damage does not appear to be terminal. Otherwise, he would be crabbing along the track, I would imagine. Good start for Durazio in the Mustang. Proper American V8. Roscar has his indicators on. Hazard lights. I think he was South African. They like to use their hazards. Emergency lights. You know, I don't remember what I used to call them. Hazards is an American term. And us Brits have a different term, and I've forgotten what it is. Meanwhile, Durazio, very nice pass on Roscar there. Went up the inside as the door was wide open, and as the late great Ayrton Senna says, if you no longer go for a gap that is there, you are no longer a racing driver. Which is, I guess, why Lance Stroll likes to close those gaps by pretending that there's no cars there. Or maybe he's just that oblivious of a driver. Have you noticed I've been watching Rocket Powered Mohawk lately? Oh, contact between Schultz and Cassese there. Not massive contact, it could have just been a lag bump. Neither car appears to be too off-put, and Tuominen looks like he's catching the back of the field. Wonder if he's got a nice setup on that Aston Martin as Cassessa nicely up the inside of Andy Schultz. Thank you very much. 4-wheel drive beats 2-wheel drive. Into P18 he goes. Schroeder, as predicted, zooming off into the lead, a 1.7 second gap. I thought he was having a bit of a slide there. Does not appear that he was having a slide. Matthiessen has closed the gap a little bit. Other side of the camera angle, sorry. Schroeder appears to be having some difficulty through sector 2, as the gap has closed by about 0.4 of a second. I wonder if the Porsche running with less downforce. Ramshield, meanwhile, he was close to Matthiessen, but he's lost some of that time. He didn't have a very good turn 12 there. Radek not able to get by as of yet. Onto the grass. Not ideal. Oh, there's another car going wide. That was Jovanovski getting a bit of a tank slapper through the final corner, managing to keep it on the track. Durazio, he's 16 now. I think that's where he was when we last checked in on him. Zerbin, after qualifying P2, is way down the order. He's catching the back of the pack, proving to be pretty rapid. Hackinson, meanwhile, is just going to be at the back of the field, especially if he's driving like that. And then we can see the gap at the start of the twisty-turny section between Schroeder and Matthiessen was 1.9 seconds, and that gap is shrinking fast. So the pink Ferrari that won the round in Spa definitely going through the turns a lot better than the Porsche. Let's see. Race control, we've had some contact. 614, 114 of the 71. I think we saw that. Getting some weird glitches. Doesn't know which drivers are lapped or not. Or rather, it thinks they're cars who are lapped. Sinog doing slightly better lap times than Cebulski. Has a little look up the inside of Tarzan. Decides not to go for it. Especially as he's just gone wide on the exit of Tarzan. No additional contact as of yet. Oh, bit wide at turn 4 for Slovik. Not an ideal racing line. And that car, that BMW does not have a race number on it. Oh no, it does. It's the 7. It just looks like an underscore in front of it. Very strange. In 3. Looking pretty clean. I think Jordan Lake has had a very poor turn 7 there. Turn 6, I don't know. He's not having a particularly good sector 2. Jovanovski could send it up the inside at some point. Especially if he wants to try and catch Slovik ahead, who has a pretty nice gap. About 4 seconds or so. But Jovanovski just has to get past Jordan, who is proving to be a bit of a mobile chicane. Bit of an uneventful race at the minute. We didn't have a massive crash, which is a good thing. Didn't mean we didn't get a restart. But nothing's really happening at the minute. Looks like we could have some action going on later on, as Jordan Lake has had a much slower lap than Jovanovski. 1.2 seconds slower than Jovanovski. Meanwhile, he did have contact again between the 23 and the 114. Let's have a look at that. Oh, we want the 23, thank you. Cars being forced off the track. It's not ideal. Front of the field, or close to it, Ramshield is catching Mattison. Wants a bit more podium glory if he can manage it. And the Honda NSX chasing after its fellow V6 powered car, the Ferrari 296. Quite deep into turn 11 there. Now Ramshield looking to get past the Ferrari if he can. Around the outside of turn 13 was not going to work. But what about through turn 14 if he can manage it? I think he just got a little bit too much of the curb there. Has to hold off for now. We have had a yellow flag in sector 2. What has happened there? Looks like the 25 was involved somewhere. And Cassess sent it up the inside. We had a double spin. Oh dear, that is not what you want to have happen. And the Mustang has lost all of his progress. That is rotten news. Oh, and Zerbin out of the race? There's a car in the pits with the 83. Is that Cassess? Not Cassess, Zerbin. No, that's the 22. Toiminen is in the pits. But this is outside of the pit window. Oh, that was the Mustang. Oh, that sounded awesome. Schroeder is currently uncontested. 6.1 second back to Ramshield, who made the pass. When did he make the pass? There's one way to find out. We'll have to go back 30 seconds if we can. Nope, he'd already made it by then. And I can't get rid of the replay. This is irritating. Go away. He'd already made the pass by this point, and unfortunately I'm not able to go back. I wonder, 90 seconds back for 15 seconds. What about that? This might help. When did he make the move? Is there going to be enough time? He made it 90 seconds ago, which is almost an entire lap, and that's what happened. Mattison got it completely wrong. And we didn't catch the end of the overtake there, but I think we got the gist of it. Ramshield capitalizing on a mistake, and Mattison losing time now to the Honda. 1 second, give or take, behind. Radek now chasing down, or is he still trailing? No major positional changes yet. Jovanovski has dropped Sherlock Sona. Jordan Lake is having a rotten time of it. He's dropped several positions but since the last time we looked. Who shall we look at here? Race control. 10-10 was the contact between the 25 and the 333. 25 and the 183. Let's go back to that. Was this... oh dear, that was the contact from earlier, and that might have been what destroyed Zerbin's race. Being collected by two different drivers. The Mustang ended Zerbin's race early. Ramshield is not as safe as he thought he was. Mattison having a much better lap, about 2-3 tenths quicker than Ramshield. Radek also having a better lap than Ramshield. But at the minute he's quite far back. He's still got some time to make up. It's not often that we're on board with Ramshield. He was a bit of a nobody in the first and second races. Here he's in the podium position and fighting for some of that glory. Currently P2 is a good position for him. Would help make up for the misery of Spa, where he spun a good few times at Radion. And was such a nobody in the Nürburgring that I can't remember anything he did. So getting P2 would be a nice consolation prize. Get him on the points board at the very least, in case he didn't score at the last round. Down to first gear as he goes through turns 11 and 12. The gap not insurmountable between Ramshield and Schroeder, but Porsche 911 leader is currently completely uncontested. And Adrian Sandgreen into the pits. And I think Sandgreen has just retired. So we've lost our second car after just over 15 minutes into the race. Ramshield fighting for his position here. Been a clean last 5.5 minutes. Let's hope the rest of the race is clean, but might not be. Let's get a quick overview of all the cars, and Jordan Lake got past Sherlock again, and I wonder if Sherlock had an incident somewhere. Will we be able to see? I don't know. Completed. We've got the log. We can go back another 90 seconds again if we want. Let's have a look. No, it had already been done by that point. So Sherlock's lost the lap. A lap position a long time ago. So Bolski and Radek have just had a positional change. Come on. We need to go back 30 seconds for this if we can. Where's Radek? Where's he gone? Was there a collision? Oh, there definitely was. Oh dear. What has happened here? So Radek is the number 296. I just lost it. An unsafe rejoin. Or something. Oh. Unsafe, I don't know. It was definitely unsafe to some degree, and he's down to 7th place. That now unleashes Synog into P4 to chase down Mattison, who has lost touch to Ramshield a little bit. But Ramshield is almost 8 seconds adrift of Schroeder. At this rate, Schroeder is going to be lapping Hackinson any moment now. Well, in a few minutes. Oh, Radek's off again. Into the pits. And I think he's just retired. We're having more issues. I forgot that. There was an incident between Casses and the 21 of Schultz. It looks like just wheel banging. Bit of a lag spike there as well. And Schultz got past. Meanwhile, Radek is gone, so we're going to have to go back 30 seconds if we can. Where is he? Can't see him, he's gone. That's just how final it is. Oh, contact between the 9 and 9 of the 67. Brains and Angel. No, not Angel, Malcolm. Ah, of course, Jovanovski is Angel. Oh, contact potentially between the 213. I just saw on the... No, it was just a yellow flag. 213, that's Roscar overtaking Brains. I wonder if Brains has damage from a previous collision. Roscar's Porsche looking a bit cleaner. Schroeder 8.2 seconds ahead now. Ramshield solidifying his grip on P2. Mattison not able to really cope with his pace. 141.5 was Russell's previous lap. Also the same for Ramshield. So the gap was... These two are extremely well matched. Their best lap times and their last lap times were within hundredths of each other. Minimal gaps. So we'll watch them for now. Let's see who has the better lap time. I think Ramshield's just messed it up a little bit. And that gap between Honda and the Ferrari has fallen to 1.2 seconds. Was it enough? Don't think so. There is no DRS in GT3, of course. Let's have a look. Schroeder 141.5. Ramshield 141.9. Mattison 141.3. But of course, Ramshield did have that incident. I say incident, a slide, more likely. More like, rather. Contact since the 999 and the 67. Malcolm and Brains. Mattison closing on Ramshield. Honda driver clearly unsettled by the incident, and the 999 having a bit of an incident. Moment, I suppose, at the final corner. Jovanovski catching Slovik. So this could be a little bit of a battle coming up here. What can the BMW driver manage against that Ferrari? Having to put up with the spray. Having a very good run through turn 6 or 7 or whatever you call it. How much better is he going to manage? He's getting very close to the diffuser of that Ferrari. Can he manage better traction out of the final corner? Final corner, not really the final corner, is it? Out of the corner on the exit. Not really, as there is another car into the pits, the number 25. That is the Ford Mustang making a pit stop, probably to help fix damage. Of course, it's a mandatory pit stop, so we'll be able to go on for a bit longer. Straight 6 BMW versus V6 Ferrari. Which of these two is going to be the one to come out on top? Well, they've got two flat 4 McLarens behind. In fact, they're not even flat 4s, they're more like straight 2s or something. V-twins. Very close. Jovanovski's pace needs to be a lot more than the car ahead. 142.9 was Slovik's previous lap. 142.5 was Angel's. So not massively quicker. You need to have quite a decent turn of pace. There was some contact earlier between the 114 and the 22. We'll have a brief look at that. That was oh, I thought Zerbin left. I thought he had gone, because he was last at one point, but no, he is still in the race. I thought he had left. My bad. Anyway, who were we watching again? Jovanovski. That's fine. Battle for P7. 200ths between them, as I completely missed the armrest of my chair. Keep going. It's not my fault it fell off. Fell apart, rather. Bunch of different clumps of drivers. And at the front, the 94, completely uncontested. 111 and the 51, and Mattison got back past Ramshield. Whilst we were... So let's go back 60 seconds. And this is the move coming up. How did it play out? Mattison playing it through turns 11 and 12. Ramshield went wide. That is one hell of an opportunistic move. Went all wrong for both. And Russell managing to take P2. Snatch it from the Honda. And now we will find out who is the faster of these two drivers. Very nice move indeed. No contact either. That is just what we want to see. Still got some seconds of the replay to go. I don't know how to cancel it. It won't let me cancel it. So we're going to zoom ahead about 60 seconds. There we go. Jovanovski did make a pit stop. He's now running in 20th position. That allows Slovak a little bit of breathing space. Try and get a good lap in himself. What are the lap times for these two? Once again, 200ths between them. But Sinog went even faster than the pair of them by about 0.2 of a second. So Mattison and Ramshield. Yeah, closer. Oh no, it is about 0.2 of a second. So for the Ferrari of Stefan Sinog, not doing too badly in terms of its pace. Just didn't qualify well, I suppose, and has to try and catch the podium sitters. I don't think he's going to be taking P1 anytime soon, unless we get a safety car, and I don't think you can get those in this game. Ferry Schroeder, his fastest lap was a 140.3, and his best lap was a 141.0. He is dropping the next best cars by a second a lap at best. He's just in a completely different league. So Schroeder's won the race unless he makes a mistake or something, and even then he could still take the lead again, who knows. Absolutely rapid driver as we have more cars into the pits, including Ramshield. Into the pits he must go. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. That means Sinog will take P3, but he's not had a particularly great lap there. 142.1 compared to Mattison's 141.9. So Sinog lost a little bit of pace there. Wolf now in P4. He's had a decent last lap. He caught Sinog by a little bit. Sabolski in P5. But he's had a very similar lap to Sinog. Jordan Lake, just absolutely glacial speed in comparison. Sherlock also not had a decent few laps. He's on the same sort of pace, if not slower, than Jordan. Let's see, has there been any contact? We're about to see Malcolm having a moment there. Nope, I keep clicking the wrong thing. Race control, 333 in the 67. That was a little while ago. Cassessa proving to be a little bit of a hazard on the track. keeps banging wheels with other drivers. He's in the pits at the minute as he's lapped by Schroeder. Mattison staying out. Big gap between Cebulski and Jordan Lake. Cebulski stays out. Sona and Lake, will they be coming in? Matter of time before we find out. I thought I heard Sherlock having a spin. He was not, probably just having a slide. And Jordan into the pits he goes. Zerben still showing damage from his kerfuffle earlier with the Mustang. Malcolm staying out. Ramshield will be taking it back at least one more position on this lap as the number 4 of Lake making his pit stop. Bit of an uneventful one, this race, I feel. Nothing's really happening. So we'll just listen to some V8 goodness. We've had a change for the lead. The leader, Schroeder, is in the pits. Let's go back to him. There we go. In the pits, just behind Sinog, but he's coming out of the pits now. So it depends how many new tyres he's gone for, how much fuel he's put in the car, and Brains has a 30-second penalty. 30-second stop-go penalty for some reason. I don't know why. He must have crossed the white line. We will see. It only shows contact on... I can start a virtual safety car? What? No, that can't be right. That can't be right at all. Hang on. So let's go back. Is it 15 seconds? No, not 15 seconds. 30 seconds would have been a better time. Go back. 45 seconds. Now. No, it's not working. It's not getting what I want. Don't know exactly what was happening there. It does look like he was holding up Schroeder for a moment. This has got to be to feel bad for Zerben being overtaken by the driver. Oh, Schroeder making that mistake. That a mistake completely cuts turn 12. I don't know if that's gained him time or not. He's pretty much put himself right back in front of Brains. So he's made that mistake, and that could hurt. Could hurt him. And he's coming into the pits again! This is game-changing for Mattison. Is Schroeder changing his tyres again? Has he got damage? Schroeder, do you have damage? This is going to completely change the race for Mattison. Where is he now? Come on, show me the cursor, you stupid thing. Where's the cursor? There we go. Mattison currently leading You stupid thing. He can make a pit stop now. I don't know if he knows that though. He can make the pit stop and be safe. Does he know he's staying out? Surely he will know, because he is about to lap Schroeder, essentially, only because he's in the pits. Is he paying attention to the leaderboard? Did he see Schroeder popping up there? Look where Schroeder is now. He is in P12, having to make 2 pit stops in the space of 2 or 3 laps. Matthiessen has 5.5 minutes to make his pit stop. I think we've just seen the lead of the race change. Ugh. I just had a horrible thought that I had not actually, what's the word? Turned on the audio. Sinog, I think, has had an accident. What happened to Sinog? He's made a pit stop. It was Sabolski. Sabolski into the pits, okay. Got my Ferraris mixed up. Sherlock also into the pits. Messier and Zerbin still need to make pit stops. And for Zerbin, it's a matter of what could have been, because he is in P2, where he should have started the race, but for whatever reason, started in the pit lane. Come on, show me my cursor, you stupid thing. Every time I there we go, come on. That's my cursor, thank you very much. Ugh. Matthiessen into the pits. There we go. Oh, stop doing that. Stupid thing. Keeps resetting my cursor to the middle of the screen. So, Matthiessen and Zerbin. I think both Ramshield, who made his pit stop a while ago, he could be in for a shot at leading the race here, if he gets a good run. This has completely changed the race. I think Ramshield is about to be our race leader. Matthiessen into the out of the pits he goes. And he's behind Ramshield! Ramshield in effective lead of the race! This is nuts! Completely turned things on its head, and Schroeder has got to be absolutely kicking himself. We could see the Honda winning this race, but there's still 23 minutes to go. Anything can happen, and Matthiessen on his fresh tyres is going to be rapid. He is going to be feeling incensed. He could be the championship leader after this race, potentially, as he won the first race that Schroeder did not take part in. And I don't remember how he did in race 2. Not too badly. He could well be leading the championship after this race finishes. That gap has shrunk a little bit. Crobat gets the blue flags. Flags. Completely saying the wrong word. My apologies. Flag is the word I was saying. F-L-A-G. Not the other word. That sounds like that word, but lacks the L. Oh, Crobat going onto the... what's it called? The sand, the gravel. Could be holding Ramshield up here. Oh, onto the grass. Matthiessen. You can feel how much he wants this race. Crobat, though, is going to provide a little bit of a mobile chicane. Is it going to hold him up? Maybe a little bit. Zerbin finally comes in for his pit stop. with 1 minute and 30 seconds to spare. And our former race leader, I don't see him. Has Schroeder rage quit? Oh, come on. It's being a twit and won't show me my... There we go. Schroeder is now P11. What are you doing? Let me... Stupid game decides, oh, you don't need the cursor because the race is on. Come on, I'm a spectator. Let me have my cursor, please. Stop doing that. Stop resetting my cursor to the middle of the screen. Ugh. Irritating. Jovanovski finds himself behind Sherlock. Very close indeed. Meanwhile, Mattison and Ramshield still fighting through the final couple of corners. This is going down to the wire. Ramshield's got the inside. Mattison with the outside. He's going to have a bit more speed. Who is going to come out on top here? These two fighting tooth and nail. Mattison had the slightly better lap, I think. Yes, 0.4 of a second quicker than Ramshield, but still the Honda remains ahead. And more traffic in front as well. We've got Roskar in a Porsche. Mattison looking for every which way he can get past. Roskar handily getting out of the way. This is coming down to, well, not to the wire. We've still got 19 or so minutes of the race remaining, but they're fighting as if it's the final lap. What was turning into a bore fest is now quite the race on our hands. I was trying to look at the race control, see all the contact that has been happening, but there's not been much. We had some at 40 minutes between the 7 and the 71, and I don't think it was much. Right now, we're just watching these two fighting tooth and nail. For P1 on the road, Mattison and Ramshield, an American and a British person in the other way round, by the way. Ramshield is the Yank, Mattison is the Pommy. And Mattison getting a much better launch out of turn 12, but not good enough. Has to dart on the brakes a bit more, and the pressure has been too much for Ramshield, who goes on to the gravel, and Mattison takes the lead. Is that going to be the end of Ramshield's race, though? He's going to be incensed as well. He feels a race win on the cards, but we have an incident. Number 25, what's it called again? The 25 has just retired, so we will go back for that, but we'll get a replay of this, actually, I think. Nope, well, it's too late. We just missed the replay. And it was not a crash, it looks like it was a willing retirement for D'Orazio. Meanwhile, Sherlock Sona still ahead of Angel Jovanovski. And Schroeder, still putting in rapid laps, is catching Jordan Lake by a rate of knots. Trying to improve his position after having to make 2 pit stops. We'll have to find out what happened. And Wolf into the podium positions now. Could get an unexpected Aston Martin podium here. I think that off for the American has proven too much. How far back can we go? Live timing. We shall go back 100 seconds for 30 seconds. Let's see if we can get that. No. I don't understand why I can't quit the replay time. I need to quit the replay. Let me quit the replay. Let me quit the replay. Let me quit the Yeah, this program needs a little bit of work, I think. Sometimes you just want to quit the replay early, but it won't let you. It just forces you to watch it. I think Ramshield's attempt for a race victory has come to an end. He is losing more time. He's not driving very well. He's doing his best, but he's just losing time every corner. More than 2 seconds separate them now. I think he's resigned himself to his fate. He's got to be so agitated over that mistake that it's affecting his driving for the rest of the race. So now he has to hope that Mattison makes a mistake himself of some description, like Schroeder did. Yeah, Ramshield. Laps 141.4 for Mattison, 142.0, 6 cents shy. Wolf, meanwhile, what is his lap going to be? 141.9. Slightly faster than Ramshield. No real threat at the minute. I'm so confused about this virtual safety car button I've got on race control here. I'm pretty sure I can start a virtual safety car if I felt like it, but this, as I'm only the commentator, I don't think I'm allowed to do that. We had more contact a little while ago. Between 71 and 7 again. These two, Jovanovski and Sona. Oh! That is not how you want to overtake. That is all on Jovanovski, and he, to his credit, he gives the position back to Sherlock, but I think in doing so, he's also given the position to Schroeder, who's just gone off. What happened there? I thought he was crashing. Let's go back 15 seconds. How did that happen? Did he just get a bit too tail happy? No, he overcooked it. Wasn't a crash. Could have been a lot worse, but now he has to make his way back past Jovanovski the hard way. Oh, there's been another spin. What's happened there? Crobat, I think, has just had a bit of a spin or something. I think he's our last running driver today. Yep. No, Brains is the lowest position driver in P19. We've had quite a number of retirements. Zerbin running P11. And these two, Schroeder and Hohner and Jovanovski. Oh, still lots of contact. Getting rather messy as the race is coming to its end. And Schroeder, I think, giving the position back to Jovanovski, but that could allow Jordan to get past and cause him even more trouble. Bogged down in slower traffic. It's not really even traffic, it's just slower cars. On the inside of Tarzan, and this time he's making the move. Stick! He had a bit of a tank slapper though, as if he pulled on the stick, and this time, oh, still going wide. Jovanovski, to his credit, fighting back, fighting too hard. He just clonked the wall. Loses the position to Jordan Lake now. Now they're going side by side. Jordan Lake now into P9. Jovanovski loses 2 positions in the space of a single corner, pretty much. Sherlock now has to get past Crobat, who is proving to be a bit of a mobile chicane. Gets out of the way. And now Schroeder chasing after that bright yellow McLaren. Such a gorgeous livery. I think it's based off the 2001 Jordan EJ10. Is it the EJ10 or the J11? I don't remember. You'd think I'd remember. It's definitely the 2001 Jordan that it's based off of, I think. Gorgeous car, gorgeous livery, and Schroeder has to get heavy on their brakes. As Sherlock braking perhaps a bit earlier than Schroeder would like. Look at this, he's practically pushing him along, giving him a bump draft. He's not pushing him, he's just giving him a bump draft. Sherlock probably isn't going to fight it up the inside. He does close it off a little bit. But Schroeder going to be pretty much uncontested into Tarzan once again. And Schroeder now into P7. Chase down Alexei Shlovik for P6. Who is 3.5 seconds up the road, but after that I think that will be the last position that Schroeder can gain. It could have been a dream race for him and it all went wrong. I don't know why he made the pit stop. It could have just been that he had damaged tyres or something. He probably didn't need to make the pit stop from that, what's it called? That off. Meanwhile, Sobolski seems to be catching Sinog for 4th place, 1.4 seconds between them, but there are less than 10 minutes of the race remaining. What happened to Schroeder? He made a mistake, ran over the inside of the chicane. Where can we find a car that's going through that right now? He ran through across the gravel here, where Jordan Lake's going the right way around, and then he made another pit stop. Potentially because he damaged his tyres. I don't know how long that text was up there, but I'm making it now just in case it just came along. Gap between Sinog and Sobolski is still 1.4 seconds. Proving to be rock solid at the moment. 141.8 was Sinog's last lap. Sobolski's was a 142.1. Which is why the gap was not really decreasing rather. Seems to be having a better lap this time around. Gap ebbing and flowing, but mostly ebbing? Or is it flowing? Which is the one that's getting smaller? The number 71... right behind Schroeder? No, he's under attack from one of the other cars behind him. And that would be Jordan Lake. 142.8, 144.1, so Sherlock's not had a good last lap. He is practically glacial compared to Jordan, who was glacial himself a few laps ago. And now it could be the two McLarens swapping positions. And they've got Angel for company as well. So Angel's got a front row seat to this. Things could still happen here. The fight for P8, as we've just passed 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And Russell Matthieson is still firmly in the lead. Both Ramshield fallen way off by the wayside. Jovanovski getting a little unsettled through the final corner as he watches the two McLarens having a fight. Is one McLaren going up the other? No. Black and silver Marlboro McLaren staying behind, whilst the yellow and black Jordan Benson and Hedges McLaren stays in front, though I think he's just had a bit of a poor lap there. Is this the opening that Jordan needs? Not quite, but he did gain a lot of time there. This is going to come down to the wire, at least for this position. What were the lap times like, I wonder? Sherlock, very slow, very wide as well. so hard to tell how things are gonna wind up here, and Jordan gets a little bit of an oversteer on the exit of turn 7. Sherlock going a bit wide again. I don't know if that's the line he prefers. Is that opening the door, though, for Jordan? It certainly is a gap he's going for, but it's not working out just yet. He is alongside by just a little bit, and this could be enough. He's got better traction, but Sherlock has the inside, and there's contact. Bit of a bump draft going on. Angel almost pit maneuvering Jordan Lake there. Fortunately, not one of these drivers being set asunder, but that's put Jovanovski a little bit out of touch. Had to back out of it for a moment. 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, and this is the last proper battle on the track, I think. 3-car battle for one position. Very similar lap times for the 3 of them. That is somewhat understandable. Sherlock, that seems to be his natural pace, but the other 2 got caught up. Is that Jordan going to go for the position? The gap again, he was trying to go for it, but wasn't close enough. I just don't think that Jordan is going to... not Jordan. Sherlock is going to have the grip through some of these corners. He's holding on for now, though. I think he's had a better turn there. But he's got the outside. It's Jordan up the inside this time, and I think the wide line has damaged Sherlock's race here. Jordan is going for it. It's the outside for turn 7, but then it turns into the inside for turn 8, 9, whatever it is, and Sherlock upset, unsettled, and Jordan takes P8. Nicely done. And now Jovanovski looking for a move, and it's 2, 3 wide potentially. Little bit of a contact as Sherlock makes the dive bomb and retakes the position. What a move. Little bit dirty, but sometimes a little bit of contact doesn't hurt. These cars are pretty tough. It's not Formula 1. It's not like the wheel's gonna fall off. Looking at you, Lance Stroll. It's not like he intentionally moved over on him. He just dive bombed, but I think it's not gonna work out because Jordan Lake has the inside up the main straight, and this time I think it's gonna pay off. Jordan into turn 8 once again. Sherlock taking the inside, trying to get the switch back, but it's not going to work out. Oh no, there's contact! Jovanovski being punted off onto the grass, and Sherlock, his defensive P8. It looks like it's come to an end. He's lost 2 positions in the space of 2 corners. Down to P10. And this time, Jordan Lake zooming off into the distance, and now Sherlock has to try and hope that he can get P9 now. Oh dear, he is massively off the pace. I think he was one of the first drivers to make a pit stop. It could be that his tyres are completely gone as Roskar and Hackinson have come together, almost ruining Slovik's race there. Fortunately, they get going before Jordan Lake catches them in the middle of the track. I think Sherlock's race is done. He is losing too much time. Too much time indeed. So the battle for P8 does appear to have come to its end. There could be another battle going on further down the field. It looks like the number 11 having a little battle with someone. We'll just wait for the lap times here to see how things have gone. As Hackinson providing a little bit of a slipstream almost. Oh, and off onto the grass goes Sherlock. 142.7, 144.2, 146.2. So Sherlock miles off the pace. It's one we should look at though. Ramshield, he's 7/10 off. He's just lapping Masia here. Synog and Sobolski getting very close to one another, but with 1 minute and 35 seconds remaining, they have one more lap after this because the race leader, Mattison, and since it takes 1 minute and 40 or so seconds to complete a lap around this track. Mattison is going to start the final lap here.
Leaders on final lap now.
There we go. Mattison well into the lead. Both Ramshield unable to hold on. About 8 seconds behind Mattison. Jordan Wolf also uncontested, and now Sinog and Cebulski. Their race is coming down to the wire here. Cebulski slightly slower on that last lap though. He's going to have to make a big dive bomb if he can. Schroeder, as predicted, up into 6th place. He did manage to get Schroevik eventually. But the gap between Schroeder and Cebulski is about 35 seconds. I've just pressed the wrong button. 34 seconds. That gap is shrinking, but there's nowhere near enough time. Is there enough time for Cebulski to make one brave move on the car in front? Can he put his white and gold Napier Dalek exterminate? Can he put his Napier Dalek Ferrari into P4 ahead of the Marlboro Ferrari? Possibly. No, it wasn't looking good enough there. There's only really going to be one opportunity, and Cebulski's got it all wrong! Oh dear, and that's the end of that. Well, that was disappointing. Round the final corner, Russell Mattison comes to collect what will be his 2nd win of the season. Flashing his lights in glee. Mattison, winner, chicken dinner, and championship leader, almost certainly. Ramshield takes P2 after a valiant effort, leading the race. However, briefly, Sinog holds on to P4 ahead of Cebulski. Schroeder, a distant P6. A race of what could have been for the man who didn't win last week's race. I think. I don't remember. And he's drifting around the final corners, the penultimate corner rather. He thinks he's in a Toyota Trino, an AE86. He is not. He's in a Porsche 911. Still a decent recovery, and apparently he's P5. No, he's not. It's just how things are. Schroevik, P7. Jordan Lake, P8. Jovanovski, P9. Sherlock, P10. Did manage to get his act together in the end. His last lap was a 1:44.0. And he slows down for the final lap, I think. Yeah, did just slow down a little bit. And more drivers just disappearing. Also a race of what could have been for Zerbin. We need to find out why he started from the pit lane. I'm not sure if we're going to find out. Let's see. I don't know who Zerbin is on the Discord, so that's that's great. Oh, so that we can see in the chat, Schroeder, the reason why he went off the track and why he had to pit a second time, he accidentally fit dry tires? Oh dear. That is quite the mistake.
Green light, show them what you got.
Oh dear indeed. And the reason Zerbin was out, he had a problem with his wheel. But to finish, I think it was P11 in the end. Not too bad of a recovery. Not bad at all. So, there we go. Another race. One that could have been a bit better, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. in the end, thank you for watching, everyone, and we will catch you on the 24th for a race around the Nürburgring. I will hopefully be able to stream that, but we'll see. Until next time, though, thank you very much for watching, and good night.
Meow.